Hi, this is Matt with AppliancePartsPros.com. Today we'll be showing you how to repair your appliance. Remember, anytime you work on an appliance, make sure it's unplugged or the circuit breakers are off so there's no chance of electrocution. In this video we're going to show you how to change out the Samsung dryer moisture sensor. It's going to be a very easy repair and it should only take a few minutes to show you how to do it. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can click on the link below or get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. When you open up the package, you're going to get the new moisture sensor. The moisture sensor is located on the lint filter housing and it tells the dryer when the clothes are dry. The main reason to be changing it out is if they're corroded or tarnished and they're not telling the dryer when your clothes are dry. In order to get to the part, we have to open up the dryer door. Now that we have the door open, we can reach in and pull the lint filter out and set it aside. Then we can reach inside and take out the 3 screws that hold the lint filter cover in place. These screws are a little short, so you may not get them to come all the way out. Just make sure you unscrew them all the way, and then we'll get them out when we pull the cover out. Once you have all 3 screws out, we can carefully take the lint screen cover and push it in towards the drum. It'll unsnap from the housing, and we can lift it out. Once you have it lifted out, you can take the 3 screws and set them aside. Now that you have the lint screen cover out, you want to very carefully rotate it to the side so we can remove the wires from the moisture sensors. You want to be careful because the edge right here is sharp and you don't want to cut those wires. So you want to reach in carefully with needle nose pliers and pull these 2 connectors off. They may be a little bit tight, so you may have to wiggle it to get it to release. They actually have a little locking tab on it. It doesn't matter which wire these go on, so you don't have to remember that. We're just going to reattach them when we reinstall them. Anytime you're taking these wires off the moisture sensor, you have to remember that these are actually locked on. You can't just pull on it and on the wire, otherwise you'll damage it. These blocks are actually the release mechanism, so you want to very carefully pull just a little bit. You'll feel a little bit of slack and pull that out like that, and that puts a little bit of pressure onto the release, and then you can pull it off the moisture sensor. Once you have the wires off, you can lift the assembly out. Now that we have the lint filter cover out of the dryer, we have to take the moisture sensor out. These are sold individually, but there's actually 2 of them in there, so it's best to change them out 2 at a time, change them as a set. In order to get them out, there's a release tab on this end, which we're going to press on with a small screwdriver and then press out towards the front of the cover. Once you have it out, you can lift up and pull it out. Then we have to remove this end. All you have to do is kind of lift it up at an angle and then pull out and lift it up. Here's the old moisture sensor next to the new one. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. To put the new moisture sensor into the cover, we're going to do it the exact opposite that we took it out. We're going to put this end in first and then push it down underneath the cover right there. And then push this end in a little bit so we can seat it all the way down. Once you have it in place and it's locked in and it's smooth, we can put the cover back in the dryer. To put the part back in, we're going to reconnect the wires, and then we're going to make sure that these little cutouts go on the notches down below, and then we're going to rotate it up so these tabs lock into place. Once we have it in there and snapped into place, we can put the screws back on. To put the part in, we're going to reach in and reconnect the wires. Remember, on the moisture sensors, it doesn't matter which side goes where. Just be careful you don't cut the wires on the lip of this bulkhead. And we're going to very carefully push them back into place. Once you have them both in and seated properly, we're going to rotate it around and get those tabs to line up so we can snap it into place. And then we can use our Phillips screwdriver to put the screws in.
Remember, when you're putting the screws back in, the short one goes in the middle.
Once you have all 3 screws tightened down, we can put the lint screen back in and close the dryer door. Now that we have the part installed, we can plug the dryer back in and take it for a spin. Thanks for joining us for another successful repair brought to you by AppliancePartsPros.com. Check out our other repair videos on our site, Facebook, and YouTube.